What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Friday morning, we're going to do a little live stream. I'm barely awake. Don't know if you guys are. But welcome. We're going to do a giveaway here at the end. I'll tell you guys what you need to do to be a part of it. But first things first, I actually got a box back from HGA, which if we haven't, I don't know if we've talked a ton about HGA in some of the breaks we have, but HGA has new management. An interesting discussion about whether or not the owner sold or was pushed out. The way it read to me is his venture capital money just said, hey, listen, you've been mixing up the books and sliding money on us, so you're out. I have nothing to really back that up other than just kind of the way that they said what they said. I have been a part of an upstart company where maybe that happened, and the venture capital money or the people who invested in it kind of pushed the gentleman who started the organization out. We've just gotten, I don't know if you guys have seen yet, but PRIZM is just now dropping. If you guys haven't been out to the stores, kind of nuts. But right now you're looking at, I believe it's $16 for cello packs, which isn't bad. Your best value, in my opinion, are hangers at $22. All this is pre-tax. I don't know what the tax rate is in people's areas, so there you go. Blasters are around $35, and then you've got megas that are at $55. So the reason I say the hangers are your best value, and if you watch unboxing videos, people are up and down on the different products, but we're not getting case hits except for in megas. And the case hits, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year it was in... Let's see, the gravity feeds, you could get the black and white checkerboard. So just on the outside was kind of like, I don't know, it kind of looked like a flag in NASCAR, right? The final or the champion flag, right? When you win, the black and white flag. But around the border, for retail, just in mega boxes as far as we're seeing, they do have an opportunity to hit that, and it is black and red checkers around the side. So imagine like a checkerboard, like for playing checkers, just around the outside of the card. So it's interesting. Really the only big pull that you can get in the megas, because the megas from Walmart only have mem cards. And then if you go and you accidentally or you're able to get lucky and get a Target or Fanatics, both Target and Fanatics have the opportunity for an auto. It's not, last year it was on average, one per box. This year it's auto or mem. So you should get a mem, but the big pull for the hanger boxes, which I passed on blasters, because again at 35, I just don't think there's as much value as there are in the hangers at 22. The 22 bucks, really, really great. But the biggest thing is these have the red ice, which I like, although I do like the pulsars and the blasters. Pulsars, the green pulsar is a very nice looking card. But you have a chance for the variation silvers. So the hangers with the variation silvers, that is going to be one of the best pulls. You pull a Mac Jones variation silver, it's going to be a very good card to have. So, or whoever your quarterback is, I'm just using Mac Jones as the example. For me, I'm looking for those Kellen Monds. I've been a Vikings guy for a long time. So first things first, guys, great morning to everyone. Friendly reminder, PSA just lowered their prices down to $30 with a 120-day round trip. That's how long it should take at the most. And then it covers a card up to $500. So if you guys are looking to send some of those in, we need 20 minimum. I have a number of cards I'll send in with the first couple. But yes, so if anybody is interested, let us know, reach out, send the cards in, or if we pull something for you this weekend, might as well send them in for the $30. It's actually reasonably priced finally. Still would love to see it get down to that 15 to 20 mark. But anyway, so this is a 1 out of 5. This is a personal card that I got put together. Adrian Peterson, Calling All Captains. I believe that's the card. So Calling All Captains, and it is, an 8.5. Centering is really good. Edges, okay. Surface, solid. And the corners were a little bit beat up, but it is a thick card. I'm not sure how I feel about this weird plastic on the outside. Let's see if we can pull that off. Yeah, pulls off ugly. I don't know what they're doing. It's double wrapped, so it's making it harder to see the card, and it's not coming off well either. Ugh, don't like that at all. Yeah, I don't know why you put it in a... I mean, look at the size of that bag to the size of this. Anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. HGA, I'm not sure I'll be using them again. I do like their slabs. They're very kind of crystal clear slab, which is great. But yeah, not 100% sure. But a nice 3-color patch. Adrian Peterson auto. Somebody reached out to me. You guys know I'm a big AP guy. So if you guys have anything cool, don't hesitate to reach out, man. When it comes to Adrian Peterson and Randy Moss, I'm a sucker. I'm not going to overpay necessarily, but I buy a lot of those cards because I love them. So pretty sick. I just wanted this one protected because I love this card. This card will hopefully get passed on to a grandkid. So get them excited about the Vikings. The other thing I've been doing, and let me know, guys, in the comments if you guys are interested, but I have figured out my process for putting cards up on eBay. I'm not sure where you guys sell your cards, but for me, I like to sell on eBay. I mean, you guys know if you've been a part of our breaks, we do breaks on eBay. We do them on Facebook as well. A Herbie signing come up. Oh, man. When is that, Nathan? Bro, I'm telling you, man, I don't know how many cards. Is there like a max number of cards? Because that's definitely something if anybody in the community wanted to take advantage of sending you a card and having you take it to see if you could get a Herbie sign on it, that would be super dope. But anyway, yeah, so I've figured out my process for putting cards up. So this is information. If you guys are interested in seeing how I have been loading up my cards, I'm going to show you guys real quick. Here's the case. I loaded up all these cards in about probably 10 total hours is what I spent on it. It's probably hard to see. I'll slide this underneath here. But it is a significant amount of cards. Need to be there. So you're on a tight schedule for sure. Oh, you're mailing. So you're mailing the cards, Nathan? You're not taking them down? Because I know some people go and see them. But anyway, so I was able to get up about $27,000 worth of cards. And the only reason I know that is eBay gives us that data, but $27,000 worth of cards in about 10 hours. It is a little time intensive, as we all know, but you can't make it in person. Okay, cool. I was just curious. Man, I think it would be fun to go to one of those. Get a bunch of cards for people in the community and go. Maybe it's something we'll figure out long-term, short-term, not 100% sure. So real quick, guys, for the giveaway, I'm going to be giving away a cello pack. So if anybody's interested in this cello pack, just make sure you jump over to YouTube, put a comment in. Like I said, I'd love to hear how you guys are putting your cards up for sale, and or if you're interested in seeing a video just showing my process. So at the end of the day, I think, man, one of the coolest things about being a part of the community is just sharing information, right? Like within our Facebook group, which the links are in the description. So if you guys are watching this and you're not a part of the Facebook group, we do share in the Facebook group all the time, especially like people will share the Fanatics links. Fanatics just had a mega box drop, may still be up. But yeah, so we have a bunch of different stuff like that going on. I'm going to rip a couple of these for myself as I'm talking. Kind of fun. I'm pretty excited about retail. I do think hobby is actually going to go up in price a little bit because at the end of the day, in retail, there is zero chance of pulling a numbered card. I have not seen anything saying anything numbered. I'll be honest, I think the value in Mosaic retail has gone up because as you look at PRIZM retail versus Mosaic retail, Mosaic, you have a chance to hit a lot of cool stuff, whereas in PRIZM, you do not. There's not, like the best card I can hit in this particular format is a variation silver, which, by the way, I love, but no shot at an auto, no shot at anything else crazy. What's going on, guys? Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. We got Damian Harris, Peyton, Manning, Crowder, LaVisca, Aaron Donald, Dalton, Theismann, Collins. We got Levante David, Cameron Howard, and Nick Chubb. Looks like a Viking next. Let's see who we got. Patrick Jones on the rookie. A new rook we haven't seen yet. We got a green. It's not a rook. It is Kurt Warner. Ooh, Rashad Bateman. That does not look... Oh, it is a variation. That's sick. So we did get lucky with a bunch of scratches right there and a scratch there. That's tough. But we did pull a variation silver. What's up, Bradley? How you guys doing? Lee, what's going on? Obsidian color. Oh, son of a gun. That's a sick hit, Lee. I know you're going to love that. Bobo, we have not heard back on the job. We're hoping today is the day. We've been very anxious to hear back either way. But, yeah, we haven't heard anything back yet. But Rashad Bateman, variation. You can see the V there. I guess he's a gopher. Some value there. But I think Rashad Bateman has upside going into this year. There's the cracked ice. Carson Wentz. Tyreek Hill. Very nice. Like that one a lot. Winfield. And we do have a Patrick Surtain. Don't hate that. Don't hate that. Very off-center, left to right. Oof, that's tough. That is tough. And then we got the Stephon Diggs Brilliance. I don't know what to tell you. I like Stephon Diggs. Cool card. Stephon Diggs Brilliance. But anyway, yeah, so if anybody's looking for singles, I did put a ton of singles up. Don't hesitate, if you guys are part of the community, reach out to me and we can do something off eBay if you got a price point that you like. Realistically, anybody looking to buy direct, I'd knock 10% off, no questions asked. What's going on, Anthony? Good to see you, Double A. Hope you're having a great morning, brother. But yeah, for those of you curious, we're definitely waiting to hear back on the job. We haven't heard anything yet. She had a couple conversations with them last week. Really haven't heard anything this week because they said they were going through their process of making the decision. Although we did get an email from them with a couple answers to some questions my wife asked around like if they have a real estate agent they could suggest if we end up getting the job, and they sent the information for the real estate agent, which we wanted to take as like exciting, but then we haven't heard anything else, so it's like, I don't know. Steve Largent, Tua. I like the Tua second year. We got Aaron Jones. How about Aaron Jones and why am I not thinking of his name? Anyway, they're number 2, arguably 1.5 running back. How about both of these guys being in the top 20 this year? I think that's a pretty safe bet, in my opinion. Darren Waller, Diamond Dan Marino. Ooh, we got another silver. We got Luke Kuechly, Claypool, Amir Smith-Marset. I get lucky with 2 Vikings rooks. We got a Derek Carr. Ugh. Really? Oh. All right. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'll take a Mac Jones green. We got Buda Baker. We got Brett Favre in the cracked ice. I know who that's going to. Steven, look forward to seeing that. We got TJ Watt, Quinn Morenz. Not sure that I want that one, but there you go. And a JT. I like Jonathan Taylor. It's not terrible. A little hype. I know somebody who might enjoy that one. Not bad, not bad. So that was our rip. What a hit right there. I think that pays for the boxes. This one will probably be up on eBay. I like Mac Jones. I'm just not a huge, like, he's not in my PC for sure. But on the flip side, I do need to find somebody besides Kellen Mond for my PC that I like this year long term. Just, you know, like a long-term hold guy. I'm not sure who that is yet. But I'll think about it a little bit more. But yeah, anyway, if you guys are interested, be specific if you're interested in seeing videos on how I'm getting cards up. I'll talk a little bit about the, hey, thank you, Tracy. It was a nice hit. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Again, guys, don't forget, for the giveaway, anybody who puts a comment on YouTube will be in to win. I'll probably do the giveaway at the end of the month. We'll do it on the 30th. I have another giveaway. We'll just do them both on the 30th. So that'll be fun. But I'll talk a little bit about semi-rigids and why I use them. Talk about my shipping process for cards under $20 versus over $20. And then talk about what it takes to get cards up quickly and efficiently. Bottom line is that I think the number one thing when you're putting cards up on eBay or anywhere is one, you want to make sure they're priced the way you want them to be priced. I'll talk a little bit about it now, and then, like I said, if I have enough people who are interested, which it seems like we probably will, but I'll do a little bit of an extended video on why and how I put them up on eBay. Because the big thing, I'll tell you this, I probably put up, I'm guessing 250, 300 cards in about 8 to 10 hours, right? And I just sit here. How's the centering? The centering's solid. It's not bad. Even this Mac Jones, which is a little off center, it's only slightly. I definitely saw And again, this is my opinion, Nathan, but I definitely saw in some of the first off the line, it was centering low and left. This one looks like the centering top to bottom is very, very close. Left to right off by like 15, 20%. So I think it's easily a 9. But yeah, you'll give me the Randy Moss for the Mac Jones. Thank you, AA. I appreciate the offer. I will probably, I do like Randy Moss a lot. And I do like the cracked ice a lot, for sure. It's a $20 card. Oh, well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad the shipping process video is helping. I've updated it a little bit, and the biggest update is the semi-rigids. If you don't have these things are about 10 cents a piece, and it's a great way to go, in my opinion. So if you are interested, do look into the semi-rigids. The reason why is they go flat against the cardboard for cards under $20. So, Tracy, yeah, for sure. For sure. There's not a way to make it not tedious. I just want to be like completely forthright with everyone. There's not a way to make it completely not tedious. It's posting cards, but the question is, how do you increase your efficiency as much as possible? Yeah, Chris, the biggest thing is, man, you can put 3 to 4 cards now very, very easily in the semi-rigids. And again, semi-rigids around 10 cents a piece. And I can definitely help out if anybody's looking for semi-rigids in the future. I've been buying a lot of our plastic we use here on the channel from Vulcan, which I'm not like promoting them. They don't pay me. I just find their products to be slightly better and slightly less of a failure rate, right? Like, you're always going to have a little bit of failure rate with any product because it's plastic, it's mass produced, it's easy for kind of the tops to accidentally get sealed, if that makes sense. But here's the biggest thing with with me putting stuff up. I'll kind of give you guys like a quick tutorial, just super quick, and then I'll make a deep dive video. But let me show you guys real quick. So here is my display. Let me turn off the overhead cam. I need to find my keyboard. Here we go. Perfect. So let's say we wanted to sell that Mac Jones. So you type in 2021 PRIZM, right? Mac Jones. And then we type in green, right? So this is how we go and look up. So I'm going to give you guys 2 pieces of information. One is how I get my process started. Again, we'll do a deep dive video. I might even do it live so I can answer some questions at the end. So basically give you guys like a 20-minute walkthrough and then a deep dive answer at the end, right? So new listing, right? 2021 Mac Jones rookie card. So what I've done is I've typed in, and then you scroll down on the left. You got to do this on a computer. It's going to be your most efficient way. You could, in theory, do it on your phone, but I promise you, the first part do on a computer, the second part do on your phone. So we've typed or clicked sold items and completed items, right? And when you click sold, it does both. So the reason I do it this way is because this is going to show me cards and what they're selling for. So we can see right here, it went for $149 with a slash through it. That means it sold for less than $149. The best offer was accepted. I'm not sure why they don't show that, but neither here nor there. I always estimate it's probably 1 to 120, right? Usually people get a little bit less. I have no idea. There's not another one that sold, right? But here's what's cool. Once you click the sold, you see how it says sell one like this? Boom, you click that, and look what we just did. We just started a process of selling a card, right? And so for me, what I end up doing is I look at this, decide if I like it, right? I think all this is fine. Whoever wrote it, it's fine. You put some fire emojis, right? Whatever. For me, it's not super important. So if you guys see the fire emojis and things like this, wasn't me. I just I don't mind. Let's see, parallel variety, green prism. He didn't add this. I'm not sure why he didn't, because it is a green prism, so it's not serial numbered. I'm not sure why they had that. So I always double check that. If you want, you can click show more, right? Verify that it's okay. So he put the card name as green prism. I would have made sure retail exclusive green prism. Okay, so he had it in a couple places. No big deal. He or she, sorry, I don't know why I'm saying he, but whoever did this. So click used. Usually I just type in pack fresh, right? Super simple. I'm pulling these from packs a lot of time myself. Correct. Yeah, 130 does show. Yeah, correct. I don't go look, because for me, with like how I'm going to price things, I'm not super concerned. And you can also click down here and see sold listings, right? And then you can just double check. But again, this card's pretty fresh, meaning these are only right now starting to get pulled. But for me, I would always just go, I'd probably just match that top price as like a starting point, right? And the biggest thing for me, because we're going into the football season, right? And I believe that the prices are only going to go up once we get into the football season, right? So I think 150 is reasonable, right? If you think about like Mac Jones, he's going to get popular pretty quick into the year. I always click allow offers because I want people to know that, you know, I'm flexible. Most watch listing instead. Okay. Yeah, that's a good tip, actually. I like that. So what you're saying basically is the one that's getting the most activity may be typed the best way. Very interesting way of doing it, for sure. The reason I use the sold ones, I'm going to do it your way next just to show the difference. But here's what I do, right, is I'm going to load this in here. And then for me, I've got my shipping policies. This one I wrote 4-day hold, $20 under. So that's my $1 shipping policy, just so you guys can see it. We'll go down here to edit policy. I'm just going to walk you guys through this real quick. I figure while we're on here, we'll just do a reasonable walkthrough. So this is what I see. It just reminds me that I've got to ship these cards within 4 days. The card has to be under $20, and it's $1 shipping. And you can see I've got eBay standard envelope for trading cards. The reason I do $1, a lot of people do like 79 cents or 93 cents or whatever the number is. I just round it off at $1 because I'll be honest, when you're buying a card, if the shipping is 93 cents or $1, do you care? I don't. I'd rather it just be the dollar. It doesn't make sense at 93 cents. And then the biggest thing is I can show you guys when we do the full video how I can ship this card for closer to, I believe it's 53 cents with tracking. And so that leaves me 47 cents. We'll call it profit. It's not really profit, but in my cost. And that 47 cents, I'll show you guys in the video how that pays for the shipping materials I use. And so basically that $1 covers everything but my time. And I'm not super concerned about my time. So, because I enjoy doing this. It's the time is the hobby part in my mind, right? But anyway, so I've got break ship set up. This is just a $5 flat shipping like you guys see in the breaks. $1 for any additional cards. And so if somebody wanted to order this and 2 other cards from me, they could. When you scroll down to the bottom, you can click list it. The problem is if you go to do that, we haven't added any photos. This is where I switch to my phone. And so I actually just click save for later here. Okay. And so at this point, what you're able to do, and again, I'm not listing this card right now. I'm just showing you guys how easy it is to list. So what I've got is I've got my little stand, put the Mac Jones on top of the stand like that. We're going to open up here. We go into eBay. And when I do the video, I'm going to put it together. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Or, sorry, early next week. But my plan is to actually show you guys the screen recording of the actual screen here. So it'll be kind of cool. But yeah, so you click here and you can see this is exactly what we were just looking at. Then all you have to click is here. I've already done all the information there. You click photo. Oops. You click, sorry, on the phone you click take a photo, which is the hard left. Then you just line up the photo as best you can, however you want to take your photo. For me, I always put the graded investor stuff in there. Oops. So you take your 2 photos, pop, pop. If it's a very expensive card, I usually do quadrants. So 1 photo front, 1 photo back, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, front and back, just so that way. Yeah, that makes sense. I get what you're saying on that one, Frankie, for sure. Apologies. So at this point, right, I've got it loaded up. I click done. And then all you do is you scroll to the bottom and you click list. And so I'm listing this as a for sale card, not an auction. The reason I've been listing more cards that way is because, I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while something will slide through at like 20, 25 bucks. And when it slides through at like 20, 25 bucks on a card like that, it just kind of hurts a little bit. It doesn't happen often, and sometimes it's worth the risk, especially if you are trying to just kind of liquidate some cards because maybe you need some money, or just you're like, man, I'm tired of looking at these ones. I just got to get them going. So definitely auctions work well. For something like the Mac Jones, I would time it during the season, and I would also time it to one of his games. Anytime I have a big-time player like Mac Jones or Herbert or whomever end at the end of a game or in the middle of like halftime of their game, the cards do very, very well. So just a little tip, maybe a little hack, however you want to call it, but kind of a fun way to go. Frankie, camera setup for breaks and stuff? Yes, absolutely. Frankie, if you can, shoot me a direct message. I can talk you through a lot of different options, just kind of depending on how much you're looking to spend. So my email's in the description. You can reach out to me on Facebook, however you want to do it. But for right now, like, that's a hard left on what we're talking about. But I can give you a lot of different options. Like, here's a couple questions, Frankie, I'll ask. If you want to shoot me an email, I will give you a full answer. I may even make some videos about it in the future because I have a few people that have asked. But the biggest thing is, do you want it to be top down or do you want it to be front facing, right? Do you want to just hold the cards in front of you around the camera, or do you light box for photo? So, yeah. Okay, I get your question. I apologize. I was complicating the question. My bad, Frankie. So a light box is a good option for sure. It just comes down to having decent lighting. I got you, Frankie. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, a light box isn't terrible. I've had one for sure. Bobo. I really think, Bobo, week 2, you put that Mac Jones Phoenix up, you're going to do very, very well. Yeah, for people who don't break, a light box is simple for sure. Like, I have one of the generic, like, I mean, it's literally this big, right? It's about this big. Boop. And it's square. It plugs into the USB. That's a great way to go for sure. The biggest thing for me is I try not to overcomplicate it. People just want to see the card well. So as long as you're taking a photo with good lighting, right? I don't have anything crazy for my lighting. There's not an easy way for me to show you guys my lighting the way everything's set up right this second. But it's just a very, very big streamer light. Like if I hold my hand here, you can see how bright it is. But it's set up to not look bright against me. And it's not super bright against the card, right? At this angle, it is. But like at a normal angle, it's just very, very nice. But yeah, keep it simple. Don't overthink it. The big thing is that when you look at the photo, if you can see the card well, you're good. If it is a big time card, right? 10 photos is what it should be. 1 front, 1 back, and then quadrant photos. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right of the front and of the back. That's all you need. And just make sure that, again, the photos are relatively clear, right? Like, nobody's asking you to do full-on scans. If you want to go big time, go get a scanner. But for me, I really think our smartphones do a very good job. So you're good there. So let's look at Anonymous made a suggestion, which I love. So let's go back and look at his suggestion. I'm just going to go back. Okay, so here's this. And he's saying, look at the most viewed. Is there a quick way to get to most viewed? Let's see here. Best match. No. I'm not sure the best way to get to most viewed. It's an interesting thought process. He said most viewed. So in theory, what he's saying is the one that's written the best will have the most views. But I'm not sure the best way to get to most views. On my end, I can see which one's being viewed the most. But on this end, all we can see is this. So as of right now, even though I love that suggestion's really, really good, I still think the best option is to go through the sold feature. Because I'll just show you guys real quick. So if you're scrolling through here, you got to find the prism first, right? Because right now we're looking at mosaic, because people call those prisms. And there's a green pulsar. That's not our guy. If I don't find it quick, I'm just going to show you an example. Jeez, bunch of stuff. Green. Oh, maybe I should put the number in. Usually that's the solve. Just so you guys know, if you have a tough time finding something, but you have the number, if you put in the number of the card, it's going to eliminate a bunch of options. So SP green prism. So this is it. So if you remember in sold, most watched, not viewed, I think that'll make a difference. So I hear you, Tracy, but I'm not sure where to click that. Like, is there a most viewed or a most watched or most anything? See, I'm just not seeing that as something I can click into and see. That's something you can see on your end if it's your stuff, but I'm not sure you can see it on this end. So anyway, so this is, again, the Mac Jones green. So you click on it and then have one to sell. So if it hasn't sold yet, you have to click in, which if you can see, it created a new... Is there a place for me to click to see that? That's my question. So I'm hearing what you're saying, and I love it. I really do. Because, again, that person's probably put it up the best way, right, with the best wording. But where do I see? Because, like, 3 watches in the last... I know to find that, but how do I prioritize them or order them based on that? For sure. Yeah, works super good. There's no place. So you just have to manually go through. So, again, I love it, but my thought process is how do we get the most cards up in the least amount of time, right? So when I share my process, it's not necessarily the best process. It's what I've found to be the most efficient, if that makes sense. So the reason I'd prefer to click sold is because, again, you have to go all the way in here to start your sale. And it starts a second screen, right? So this is the original screen, and it popped up a new screen to start this process. So I'm not a fan versus me going down here, clicking sold, and then it's just going to pull up the sold ones, and you click sell one like this, and it's keeping us within the same window. Yeah, for sure. But you get what I'm saying, right? If you could quickly order them based on which ones, dude, that would be incredible. That would be great from like a sales perspective. But again, I love what you're saying, but eBay hasn't made it easy for us at this point to replicate what someone else is doing. So for me, I also think that like if somebody sold theirs, then they wrote it at least reasonably, right? Because it got found and it was sold. Not saying it's perfect, but it's a thought process. Oh my gosh, somebody sold this for $3.99 by saying it's SSP. That is not SSP. This is where I think people, they kind of game it a little bit. SSP, SP, like there's no way, just so we're all on the same page, a Pulsar Mac Jones is not worth, 2/3 of an out of 75 green scope. This one, unfortunately, was gamed because they wrote SP, SSP, and it's not. You'll find these in blasters. There's going to be a ton of these available. So anyway, I'm just, again, walking you guys through kind of the basics. We'll do a deep dive. I'm going to do it offline, create the video, hopefully put together something really great. I've sold a couple cards already that have been posted, so I'll use those as examples. It's tough because it's going to put people's addresses into the video, and I'll just have to delete those. The biggest thing I'm going to share with you guys, if you don't have a laptop, you got to get like a desktop or laptop to use my process. If you're trying to do it strictly off your phone, you're going to have to type a lot of stuff. I've got it down to where I type almost nothing, and I will load 3 or 4 cards so you guys can see the process, shooting it from all the angles. But yeah, hopefully you guys appreciate, man. I just love to share information. I love to get information from you guys, so everything you guys are sharing is super dope as well. Jesus, Pulsar, 610. This guy got this out of a blaster. Oh no, that's a green scope. Why did he call it a green scope when it's a Pulsar? Ooh, that one's coming back. Oh, it is a green scope. Ah, bad angle for me. Didn't see it right. Okay, that is a Pulsar. I was like, sheesh. Green scope. Man, isn't it wild? First green scope out, 1,600. Then it drops to 600. It's always interesting to me. The green camo, that's going to be a hot card. These green camos are sick. Frankie, good question. I apologize, guys. You know I love answering questions, so if this feels a little kind of broken up, that's why I'm going to shoot the video offline, because when you guys ask questions, I love to answer you guys' questions, if that makes sense. So maybe what I'll do is I'll shoot the video, make the video, and then once I've made the video, I'll create a stream. I'll show the video that I made, let it do the whole thing, and then at the end we can answer questions for like 15, 20 minutes. But do I recommend having an area? Not really, Frankie. I'll be honest, man. When I first started, it was the dinner table, right? Like, dinner's done. All right, we're going to watch TV. My dinner table was behind, like, where the TV is. So it goes TV, couch, and then the dinner table's behind all that. So I could watch the shows. So if my kids are watching a movie or whatever, I was kind of hanging out with the family, but I was in the back just posting cards. So for me, it was as easy as that. Just, dinner table gets cleared from dinner. It's an empty space. I would set up my shadow box, or however you want to call it, right? The light box. I had a cord plugged into the wall, and yeah, I just did it right there. I don't think you need to have an area or a specific area for it. I think the important thing is that you have a way to break it down. And I'll tell you this, man, something like this goes a long way, which, by the way, guys, if anybody is interested, the next time I order plastic, Vulcan also has these available. I believe they're $80. We'll have to check. Prices have been changing. But just to show you guys the inside. And this is where I'm putting just my slabs. But you can see, you can load them up all in here. And you can have them set up football, basketball, baseball, or football, baseball, basketball. The biggest thing is, how do we streamline our process so that when a card sells, we know where to go look for it? And then also, how do we know which cards we put up versus which cards we haven't, right? And so for me right now, I've got a box that's got all the cards that aren't up. And then I'm moving them into these hard-shelled boxes that I have. Now, this one right here, you can buy at Harbor Freight for like $30, $35. And it works pretty well. It's good. I do really prefer the $80 one just because it's cut out specifically for cards. But Frankie, again, dude, don't overcomplicate it, man. Don't make things harder than it needs to be. As long as you have like things to put them in, and if you can't afford these boxes or you don't want to spend that money, dude, these two sides to a box, $3, $5, something like this. You can get them from your local card shop, or you can get them, eBay, wherever. You know what I mean? So, every close and like a job, kind of. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, it's. I don't know. Like, we've all worked jobs, right? Wherever you work, even if you've worked at McDonald's when you were younger, right? Like, we all try to kind of sort of figure out how to do things like the fastest and easiest. And so for me, I treat almost everything I do like a video game, right? How do I make this the easiest, fastest way of getting things done that's still at the highest level of success, or a reasonable level of success, right? So like what Anonymous shared was, if you can find the one that's the most viewed, that one probably has the best keywords. And I go, yeah, that's true for sure. But if there's not an easy way to find that, then I go, okay, look, that would be 100%. That would be the best, right? But what I'm doing is like 85 to 90%. But the 85 to 90% I can do quickly and easily, right? It happens in like 20 seconds, right? And so it's a big, big deal to be able to do it fast. For sure, Frankie, listen, I totally get that. I totally get that. We all have, and when I show you guys this box, I got about 12 of these, right? Full of cards that I like, that I'm like, hey, this is a good guy, talented guy. I mean, just to show you guys a few, I mean, a Zion Williamson, right? That's the hollow out of Select. Very, very nice. Sam Huff, rookie. Man, this thing's like the Molten Lava one. It's just super dope. We've got rookie autos in there. We've got Aaron Judge, Curry, Halliburton, Paul George color, Lambjack color, Najee. I mean, just a ton of stuff. But I don't love it, right? Like, it's not something I'm going to put on my wall. It's not like the Adrian Peterson I just got in, where I'm like, dude, I cannot wait till when we move, get my new space. And I'm telling you, I don't know where this is going, but it's going with a bunch of my other Vikings cards, which I kind of got them all over the place. But here's some other examples of, these are my PC cards, right? So we got, like the Randy Moss old school from last year, the Thielen Brilliance from last year, another Randy Moss. You got the Shaquille O'Neal. Dude, Shaquille O'Neal. Love Shaq. Got the Michael Jordan, just a sick card. I actually pulled that myself back when I was like 15, 16. Very happy for this one. This is an Adrian Peterson PSA 10 rookie card, Carmelo Anthony. So these are the cards that I want in my collection, right? I bought them, I pulled them, I'm happy to have them, and then I got them slabbed, so they're going to stay with me, right? We're graded investors for a reason. I love grading cards, right? And hopefully people in the community enjoy at some point grading cards. And here's the next PC rip. Went out and got the 2007 Bowman. Gonna see if we can't pull another AP. Anyway, pretty sick. But yeah, so we all get cards that we go, you know, whatever. Like the Mac Jones, right? It's worth $100, whatever. I think I paid $2 something for that box. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but that Mac Jones pays for half of that box. You go, not bad. I spent $60 this morning, so I guess it doesn't pay for half, right? Because I got to pay the $60 back, kind of, sort of. But still, it helps out towards that box and me getting stuff that I really love. And I think that's the biggest thing as collectors is that sometimes you enjoy the rip so much that you're ripping a decent amount, right? You're having fun, you're ripping a bunch, and it's a blast, right? Let's all admit that like ripping packs is fun. But at some point you go, man, I don't necessarily love these cards. They're just kind of clutter, right? Which is sad because you go, well, yeah, but I pulled a Cole Anthony Titan, right? I go, yeah, but I don't love it. Like, there's got to be somebody out there who loves Cole Anthony who would love to have it, and maybe they'll give me 40, 50, 60 bucks for it, right? And then I could take that money and move it into something that I'll really love, right? And I don't necessarily take this money and pay my rent, if that makes sense, but I do take the money and kind of put it into the next thing, whether it's the next rip or the next whatever. But yeah, I think a lot of us just kind of get caught up and just kind of stuff gets stuffed into your collection, but it's not really stuff you collect, if that makes sense. So anyway, hopefully it helps a little bit, guys. I do want to help people with figuring out how to, move stuff because, man, when you look at people, and I'm sure some of you guys have collections the size of mine for sure, where you just go, Jesus, I've got at least 1,500 raw cards that are worth $5 or more. I mean, it's like $7,500. I could go out and get my dream card, right? The Apex, the best card I've ever wanted, if I could just sell them all. But I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to sell 1,500 $5 cards. And my process won't sell those cards immediately. But if you can average selling, let's say, 5 to 10 cards a week because you've got 500 cards up, I mean, they just go away over time, if that makes sense. But the big thing is, how do you keep your process clean to where you know which cards aren't up, you know which cards are up, and when a card sells, you know how to pull that card and get that card into the mail successfully so that as consistently as possible, the process is clean and smooth. And it might seem overwhelming, but it's about creating processes that you can follow consistently over time. My processes, genuinely, my goal is to make them to where my kids could do them. I don't expect my kids. I keep hoping that they would get involved. But at the end of the day, I got 2 daughters, and they're not huge into sports cards as of yet. I don't anticipate that'll change. Maybe they'll have, grandkids for me at some point. Maybe those kids will be into it. I don't know. But I enjoy it. I have a ton of fun. So I hope you guys are having fun with collecting as well. And if anything feels overwhelming, let me know what you guys think. At the end of the day, I just want to help you guys out and make things a little bit more fun. Yes, Void, very shiny. So Frankie, yes. So Frankie's asking, the more active you are on eBay, do you think it keeps you in the loop? Which I'll kind of give some thoughts on that, and then keeps the sales coming. You missed the face. Good to see you too. I share the face every once in a while. I try not to do it too often. What's going on, Lions? How you doing, brother? $32 blasters are stressing you out. Well, hanger boxes are where the money's at, Void. I think there's a better rate of return on the hanger boxes. I think hangers and then megas. Those are the two to get your hands on. But yeah, the blasters are getting up there for sure, and it's going to be tough to make your money back. So, Frankie, here's my answer. Keep you in the loop. So if somebody buys something from you, right? Like say, for example, Frankie, you jump on and let's just pretend you're a Mac Jones fan, just because we're using the Mac Jones as the example right now, right? So when you jump on and you buy the Mac Jones, right? What are the odds that you go, oh shit, $5, but for $1 more, he's got $1 bonus shipping, right? with the $2 bonus or the $1 bonus shipping, you go, well, I'm going to go scroll through and see what else this guy has, right? Because I could get another card and instead of paying $5 shipping, it's just a $1 shipping, right? And so I find a lot of guys, and it doesn't happen all the time, but I'll get a message at least a couple times a month. Hey, I'm going to be buying a couple more. I'm going to be bidding on a couple more. I also was thinking about joining a break. So for me, it becomes like I want to do a bunch with you. You seem good. I see, great feedback, whatever. But yeah, so it's one of those things that they put you in a bunch of times and they come back and they do business. Now, keeps you in the loop with eBay? I don't think so, right? And I'm not saying maybe it does and I just don't notice because it's happening to me and so I'm not experiencing that. But like, there just are so many people posting so many things that if you're starting out, in my opinion, you just do auctions for the most part. For me, with selling, right, I'm able to sell differently than most people because, one, I'm breaking, and so I have constant auctions going all the time. And so if you guys are a part of one of our breaks, you might go, oh, shoot, I just saw that you have like some singles up there. Scroll through the singles. Some people might message me. Some people might just make an offer and just know that it's $1 shipping, so they're good. Just put it in with the rest of my eBay stuff. But at the end of the day, 100% activity breeds opportunity, right? The whole reason, and believe me, I have been kind of lazy with getting my singles up. Dude, I should have had all these singles up 6 months ago, right? The biggest thing is this. If you don't have your singles posted somewhere for sale, you're not trying to sell them, right? If they're not posted, you're not even trying. So you've got to post them somewhere. Otherwise, you're just never going to sell them. So there you go. $32 blasters stressing you out? Valid. Also, $7 gas is stressing you out. Like $7 gallons of milk or $5 or whatever they're up to now. Like, I get it. Everything is stressing you out. Like, the prices are nuts. At the end of the day, prices are just going up. And to be honest, sports cards have actually stayed very inexpensive for a very long time. If you think about it, it's only been the past like 12 months-ish that they've started to bump the prices. The prices are the same as they've been since 2000. So the economy is in the trash. It is what it is. How hard is it to find somebody who can bot Fanatics? So it's virtually impossible to bot Fanatics. The only upside to having a bot for Fanatics would be is if somebody set you up a bunch of accounts and so you could put yourself in. But right now, Fanatics is doing drawings. But Lions fans, shoot me a message if you're interested in getting into a bot. I will help you out. Hangers are up $2. Megas are more money. Listen, hangers are up $2. They're still a great value. Again, everything across the board is up. Sports cards really aren't up that much compared to the rest of the market, in my opinion. Anonymous box of Cello PRIZM might be worth it. I talk about it all the time on the channel. I love Cellos. I really, really do. For whatever reason, the red, white, and blue prisms just don't hit for me personally. I'm not a big fan. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Right now is the time to buy slabs in a 9. Void, I think you've been right for a long time. I think there's a lot of people in the market who don't understand how hard it is to get a 10. So I'll give you guys an example. I just sent off a bunch of the Bo Nose. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's the one where he's wearing the shoulder pads and then he's got the baseball bat over his back, right? And it's an iconic card. I know I have a bunch of them around. I'm not sure where they are. Gotta have one here, yeah. So it's this iconic card right here, okay? In an 8, it sells for $40. In a 9, it sells for, 50-ish, right? 50, 55, whatever. In a 10, it sells for 200 plus. And you go, why is a 9 like barely short of a 10? Right? Like how is it 5x for a 10, but a 9 is basically an 8? And the only thing I can come up with is that particular card sells for about $15 to $20 retail. So it's great that it's worth a little bit more in a 9, but you go, man, if I wanted to send one in today, it's $30. And you go, so if you buy it for 20, grade it for 30, if you don't get a 10, you're even money, right? And then when you go to sell, you'll pay some fees and lose money. So why are 9s not more valuable? Because the average card isn't a 9, right? The average card, especially in these older ones, you're going to get 8s and 7s, right? Only the good ones will get 9s. But anyway, so 10s are where the money is at for grading, and 9s, yeah. I agree with Void. If you're buying singles, look at what a 9 is versus the raw. If you can get a PSA 9 for the same money as raw, buy that up. Prism Silvers are nice? Yes. 100%. A nice Mac Jones Prism Silver will save you on the box. No question. No question. Run auctions can't find bidders. Scott. Scared to have a minimum either because somebody will steal the card. Scott. It's 100% a problem. Understood. So my suggestion... The 2020 Prism behind me? Sorry, let me cover that up so you don't have to see that. Say I'm sorry. I didn't do that on purpose. It's just the angle of the computer. So back to what Scott said, scared of the losses. I totally understand that. I think maybe the next time you go to sell something, let me know, and I will help you with setting it up for success. So the biggest thing, I had last year a Red Wave Herbert Auto. Okay, very disappointed. Sent it into PSA, ends up getting an 8. So I crack it. I'm not gonna sell it as a PSA 8. I'll lose money, and I sell it raw, and I set it up to end the night of. It was a Monday night football game with them against the Raiders. Okay, near the end of the season, he had a great first half. The auction ended basically 2 minutes into the second half. Right, I had it basically end right after the half. It ended up selling for $300 more. I was hoping to get $1,500. Ended up selling for $1,800. Timing is important, right? The biggest thing is people always say things like, I'm not sure. Why do the prices go up and down? It's attention, right? If Herbert has a 5-touchdown game tomorrow, Monday morning, dude, cards are going up in value because a lot of people go, oh, this Herbert guy is better than I thought. I knew he was good, but he's better than I thought. I better go get a card before his cards just go gone. And then sometimes he has a terrible rest of the season. The cards only go down in value. Sometimes they become like a rocket ship. But it's called recency bias, right? The most recent thing you've seen is the thing that sticks out in your head, right? I got a few more minutes, guys. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Really appreciate the conversation back and forth. 7, you're lucky. You're only at a 5. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You said that earlier and I just missed it. So my starting price on auctions is $2. I start them at $2. Even that Herbert, I started at $2. I don't stress out on cards. I genuinely, in general, feel like cards do very well on eBay. The most important thing is getting attention, James. And the best way to get attention is start your cards out at a low price. Trust that it's going to get up, man. And without saying anything about anything, if you're super worried, have a friend watch it for you and have them put in a bid, right? Because here's the thing. Let's say you were selling this Mac Jones green, right? And you're like, dude, Josh, I'm super worried that it's going to sell. Dude, I'll put $60 on that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I will bid $60. Because if I win that for $60, I'll take it all day long. So just know a few people that are willing to buy cards at a discount. Have them put up a bid. That kind of protects you from it going too low, because again, $60 for me, that's a deal. And you'll feel bad, like, I could have gotten more, but it didn't sell for $25, right? So it's just something to think about. If you're a part of a good community, you can post in our community, right? If you guys are in the Facebook group, you're a part of things, definitely post in the Facebook group, because we're always willing to help out and make sure you guys do reasonably well, right? Because at the end of the day, I mean, we're fans, right? We're Koisa soy milk is going up. Milking your edamame at home? Void. A man amongst men. A man amongst men. More than basketball and we're in the off season? Yeah, well, I think if we all think about it a lot, we're blown away that basketball was ever more valuable than football anyway, right? I always had that discussion in my head, especially like in the 2000s. I'm like, how is basketball more valuable than football? Right? And the only thing I could come up with is basketball players, it's easier to be a fan of one, right? Is you're like, Shaq's my guy. But in the NFL, I love the Cleveland Browns, right? Or whatever your team is, right? You're like, Shaq's my guy, and I love Jacksonville because that's the team closest to me. But like in basketball, I followed guys, right? I follow my favorite players, but in football, it's more about your team, and that's the only thing I could ever come up with. But football gets 5, 10, 15 times the viewership of basketball. So I don't understand it. So yes, yeah, the bow nose is dope. If anybody's interested, I have a few of them. I'm going to make decent prices on them. I even have, if you're looking to save a few bucks, I got a 6, a couple 6s, I believe. But the 6s I'll let go for like 15, the 7s like 20. So if anybody wants one, don't hesitate to let me know. I've got more than enough. I definitely am keeping a couple in my collection. I might even do a giveaway on one. I just love it's an iconic card, right? Whether it's a 6 or you can get your hands on a 9 for $50. Iconic card, worth having in your collection. It's kind of like the 89 Upper Deck Griffey. Like, I really do believe if you're a card collector, it's a fun card. It's not overly priced. It's worth having in your collection. For sure. Yeah, Void is right, for sure. I think 9s are way underpriced. Way underpriced. And if it's PC stuff, shit, go grab an 8. You can buy an 8 for less than Raw. And the Raw might be an 8. So, like, yeah, for sure, for sure. So, the answer is, and I just lost, that is annoying. I just lost my stream. That's tough. Sorry, I just lost the chat for stream. I gotta log back in. I see Leo saying, because Herbert's the best. I like Herbert a lot. I really do. Is he the best? I don't know. Is he good? Absolutely. Let's see here. Have you done any analysis on selling items through eBay certified versus getting them PSA'd? So I have not. eBay certified, I don't fully understand. To me, it feels like the same thing StockX is doing, where StockX is like, hey, we just got this card in. This card is legit. Stamp StockX, and then they ship it to the person for you. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't followed it. I'm not sure the value. The biggest thing with PSA, and I'm going to share this with you guys. So there's a number of reasons why we collect cards, right? Some of us are in it for the thrill, right? They're like, hey, I want to take $50 and turn it into $200, right? So I'm going to go buy a couple blasters. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. That's the thrill, right? It's almost like a scratch it ticket, only it's more fun because a scratch it, you do it, and then it's over. Cards, you get to open them, and then if you do get something cool, you get to sell it. You don't just walk up to the counter and go, hey, where's my, $200? And then, maybe you're still a fan, so you collect your team, but you would sell the Mac Jones and just keep the Vikings players as an example, right? So if you're flipping, right? So let's say I was doing a rip and ship, which I'll be honest, I'm probably selling this Mac Jones. Today, right now, it's probably worth the most money it's going to be worth, right? Tomorrow, it's worth less. Maybe at some point, if he has a good year, it goes up. It's not really worth sending to PSA unless you know it's a stone cold 10. And then if you're not the first one with a 10 back, you're not going to sell it for the most money. So to answer your question, I would probably do eBay certified if it made sense over PSA if I'm looking to do a quick flip. But if you're opening, like, let's say a box of 2007 Bowman, trying to pull an Adrian Peterson, even if I was trying to flip it, I need to PSA that to get my max value. So new stuff, quick flip is the way to go. Older stuff, it's better to grade, if that makes sense. Void says, Vintage Sports or even TCG, I'm not ashamed to buy an 8. You shouldn't be, bro. If it's personal stuff, right, if it's for your PC, again, you can buy an 8 a lot of the time for less money. For less money than you can buy raw, which is nuts. A PSA 8 should not be penalized. It doesn't make any sense. I think PSA 8 and raw should be the same. PSA 9 should be 1.5 raw, and then a 10 should be 3 to 5x raw. Humble opinion, but that's where my head goes. A raw 2021 LeBron James kaboom. James doesn't know what to do. That's a great question, James. So here's my thought process on a LeBron James kaboom. If you are trying to sell, it's tough, right? Because if you've never sold on eBay, my question then would be, do you have any reviews? So are you a good buyer on eBay? Do you have like a lot of positive reviews on buying? Because if you don't have at least, let's say 20 to 50 positive reviews, right? The number next to your name. If it's not somewhere in the 20 to 50 range, it's going to be hard to sell your first item. So I would start out selling inexpensive items to get your number of positive reviews up into that 20 to 50 range. But if I'm selling a LeBron James kaboom, I'm putting shipping somewhere around $15. I'm putting into the post that I'm going to ship with insurance. So that's why it's $15. It'll be fully insured. I sell it. I start the auction at $2 and I let it go for 7 to 10 days, having it end on Saturday or Sunday, preferably Sunday, but you can have it end either day. Saturday or Sunday always does pretty well. Sunday is the best day. Okay. And then I just let it go. And when you ship it, I ship it with insurance and signature authorization. Here's why. They won't drop it off unless somebody signs for it, at which case you're going to be fully covered by eBay. I've had, I think, 8 people this last month file with eBay through their credit card that I didn't do what I was supposed to do, or they didn't think that they actually bought something. I was protected on every single one because tracking shows that it was delivered, but I go signature authorization on those. I think they make you if it's over $500, so you'll have to get the signature authorization. It's like $3 or something like this, but get it fully insured, signature authorization, you're good to go. Again, if you're interested, put that link, James, in our Facebook group. Dude, I'll put a bid in. I'll put a $500 bid in. If I could buy it for $500, it'd be a steal. But you'll do very, very well. Interesting question. What is the tax implications of selling on eBay for small time? So I'm assuming for people who don't sell a ton. So first of all, I'm not a tax expert. Please speak to an accountant. I think I'm supposed to say that. I don't know. But anyway. So the answer to that question is keep track of what you buy, because if they're going to tax you like a business, so you sold something, you need to pay us taxes on it, you are able to go, well, yeah, but here's all the stuff I bought. And out of all the stuff I bought, that was the one thing I was able to sell for a profit. I still have all the stuff I bought. And so for me, what I'm able to do is all the stuff I bought, even, let's say, a Randy Moss that's for my PC that I paid, $150 for or whatever, I can write that off against my earnings. So let's say I do $1,000 in sales. As long as I bought $1,000 worth of stuff, it's net zero, right? So the biggest thing I'll tell you is when you do your taxes, just make sure, and I would use an accountant. I suggest that to everybody. It's like $150 to have somebody do your taxes for you. It's really not that much money. But if you're selling, just make sure you keep track of everything you buy for the hobby as well, right? Because if they're going to tax you, then you get to write off your expenses. And let's face it, our expenses are expensive because we love it. Herbert is no Dak. Shots fired, Scott. Love football more than basketball. But you agree. Yeah, for sure, Austin. It's just my thought process. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion. At the end of the day, the biggest confusion to me, man, is just why is football the multi-billion-dollar and basketball is the multi-million-dollar, and yet football was less expensive than basketball for sports cards. Everything else more expensive for football. But just basketball cards were more valuable. I don't know. Whatever. Bought the complete set of Phoenix from Fanatics. Best to hold, open, sell individually. It's a great question, Scott. So the set is going to do well over time, probably, but I don't know. The question is, what's your goal, right? So for me, when I buy those sets, I want to take out the Vikings so I can have them. I don't know what to tell you. I like the Vikings cards. I'm going to keep them. And if Mond ends up being good, I'll be really happy. If he doesn't matter. I like the Vikings cards. They're not worth a lot this year anyway. But even last year, I was pulling Jeffersons, right? Just holding Jeffersons. I just now put a bunch of Jeffersons up because I've got a lot slabbed I'm happy with. And the question for me personally is, how many do I need to be happy? Some people want the the rainbow, right? You want the Jefferson rainbow if you're going to collect Jefferson. For me, I don't know. I guess a rainbow would be cool, and maybe at some point I'll do some rainbows, but for the most part, I actually prefer collecting, like for me to put a set together, I really enjoy putting together like the insert sets. It's just kind of my thing. I like insert sets that I think look cool, and I'll just collect all of those. But yeah, personal opinion, but there you go. If I was you, Scott, and what I've done with those is I've broken them up into teams, and I'm going to start posting them as teams. You can sell the individual players, and you'll actually do fine just selling the individual players. You'll make money. But if you sell them as the team, you'll get rid of all the cards because somebody will buy all of New England to get the Mac Jones. But once you sell the Mac Jones, not very many people want the rest of New England, if that makes sense. So if it's mine, I take the individual pack, the 5-card pack, either sell that pack, which, by the way, you'll do very well selling the pack, or if you want to rip it, sell those individually. But then I would sell it as teams. I would break it open, sell it as teams. I would sleeve every card, top load the top cards. If you don't have them, Scott, I can hook you up. $2 for 100. But these are graded card sleeves. So you can see a graded card fits perfectly. But when you guys get your shipments from me, I ship them out in graded card sleeves. You'll only need 32, right? 32 teams, super easy. But put them all into sleeves and top loaders for the valuable cards, sleeves for everything else. Slide them into these, and then they're ready to sell, right? Tampa Bay, Dallas, right? Maybe you're keeping Dallas, but you get my point. You'll sell 31, 32 teams or whatever, but I can get you in your next break or whatever. I could ship you out 100 of those for $2. It's not that expensive, and they're really, really easy, and they work well. Dennis Rock says, NBA is flash and faces, long career. Football players are in the background behind a helmet, and prime is only a few years for the majority. Yeah, and that's a good argument too, actually, Dennis. That's a very good point. Get where you're coming from on that one. So yeah, I think the NFL has done a better job of allowing players to be more noticeable, right, as they're getting more commercials and these kind of things. So maybe that's a part of the shift. But at the end of the day, I mean, everybody knew who Dan Marino was, right? Everybody knew who a lot of these guys were. And so the fact that their cards weren't worth a ton, I think was partially that somewhat overprinted, right? Football was really heavily printed. I think the sets, if you think back to like Pro Set, Action Packed, like they were kind of crap sets. Whereas on the basketball side, you had a lot of high-end sets there, even in the 90s, right? Look at some of the old Kobe's, which, by the way, my buddy's Kobe collection is up on my site, and there's cards, rookie cards, as low as like $30, $40, which is insane. I can't believe how cheap some of these Kobe rookies are. But they had better looking cards in basketball for a long time. I don't think they spent the time in football. So there's something about that. But then switch it up and look at now. Mosaic basketball, the best pull out of a mega box. Like there's autos, but like the best pull is probably a green or whatever Mosaic, right? The lime green, hard to find out of 15 or out of 25. But in football, mega boxes for Mosaic, I mean, geez, you can pull stained glass, you can pull busted, you can pull all of them, right? Just you can pull absolutely all of them. Plus, you can pull the Genesis, which you can pull in basketball. You can pull the Genesis, but you can also pull the honeycomb, and they just have case hits all over the place in football. Look at Donruss. Donruss football, hot as hell, right? Just for a shot at a downtown. Donruss basketball, nobody even wants it. People walk past it. But if you put downtowns in Donruss basketball, it's back. It's back. Why isn't Donruss basketball have downtowns when Donruss football does? It really kind of ruins it for me personally, because I love Donruss, I really do, but that downtown is what makes it fun, right? Like you don't hit a downtown in every box. You guys know that. Like you're lucky to hit a downtown in every 20 to 40 boxes, whether it's blasters or mega boxes. I think the best we've ever done is 2, right? And even the kabooms is an example, right? But in basketball, They moved the downtowns and the kabooms into high-end boom-bust products instead of putting them in the entry-level products. But in football, they're in the entry-level products, right? Stained glass is in both Prism and Mosaic. Basketball, it's not, right? So why is basketball the way it is? I don't know. It kind of feels like they thought basketball already had a ton of value and people are already going to buy it all up. And so they just didn't put the work in. And it's weird because I just think that every set should have a case hit. Everything you put out should have a case hit. And I don't know why that's so hard for them to do. Like even Prism Retail, I go, so we're opening. We'll use the example, and this is the giveaway in this video, guys. Everybody who's commented, appreciate you guys. You guys are in to win. We'll do this on the 30th, but you look at this right here. Okay, so here's the best hits. So you could hit a silver, a red, white, and blue, or a green. That's it. Silver, red, white, and blue, or green. That's it. There's no case hit. There's no numbered cards. There's no autos. I just don't think that's the one. I'll be honest. I don't think it's the one. And, I mean, it's going to shoot the value of hobby up. Because in hobby, you get 10 numbered prisms per box versus the cello packs. And listen, the cello packs, $16. That's a great price, right? $16, very affordable. But there's no ceiling there, right? Like the ceiling is a silver. Like Mac Jones silver, like whoever your favorite guy is, Trey Lance silver, that's the ceiling. So I don't know, man. Which opinion, Frankie, are you referring to? And Anonymous, rated rookies are nice on football. I like rated rookies, period. Baseball, football, basketball. The rated rookies are dope. And they screwed it up from the previous year, 2020 to 2021. In 2020, the rated rookies were your top rookies, right? First, second, third round draft picks, that's it. And then in 2021, they call them all rated rookies, right? And I actually prefer when the rated rookies are just the best. Frankie, okay, perfect. Yeah, for sure. There's no question, Frankie. Anybody who wants to argue that with you, just go, sounds good, right? Sheeple, right? I don't really talk to people, but in my line, so the chase is more fun. Absolutely. Frankie's saying the chase is more fun in Mosaic Retail. The ceiling's higher. Period. Anybody who wants to argue that, you just go, okay, perfect. What's the best card you can pull out of retail? And they'll go, a silver. Or if they're talking about specifically in the mega box, you can pull the black red or an auto, right? And if they say black red, you go, perfect. How often do you pull the black red? You go, I don't even know the pull rate. Love opening Mosaic. I agree with you, Chad. Mosaic is it's one of the prettiest sets. I'm not sure why it's not respected as much as Prism. Prism's kind of the one. Like there are some people that don't collect except Prism. They collect Prism every year. That's it. I go, what kind of collector are you, bro? That's not even fun. Hey, I pulled 1 out of 2. Frankie says the silvers are dope. The silver variations, awesome, but hard to pull. I pulled 1 out of 2. I think the silver variations in the hangers probably going to be 1 and 3 to 1 and 4. Right, so 1 out of every 3 to 4 boxes is going to have a silver variation prism. I might be off on that, but I got to be close. It's not going to be like 1 in 50. It's going to be like 1 in, 5 maybe, 1 in 10. But anyway, yeah. So Prism Retail, the ceiling is pretty low, and the ceiling, even if you go, but you can pull a Mac Jones auto. I go, perfect, Mac Jones auto. That'd be sick. How many mega boxes do I have to open? Also, only Target mega boxes, right? Like, sorry, Target and Fanatics, but like, not in anything else, right? Like, I can't open a cello and hit an auto. So the cello, the best card out of a cello is a silver, right? So whoever you love, but arguably right now it's a Mac Jones silver, right? We'll just use Mac Jones because for whatever reason right now he's the top selling player, right? So out of a hanger is a Mac Jones silver variation, right? Silver variation, I think we all can agree, 50% more money, whatever. Again, it's not all about the money. We're just talking about the money part of it. And then in a blaster, would you prefer a silver Mac Jones, or would you prefer a Pulsar Mem? For me, it's a silver. I think the silver is more valuable. So arguably now in a blaster, it's the same as a cello pack. Your ceiling is the same. It's a Mac Jones silver, which let's say that's $200, and let's say the variation silver is $300. You go, all right, so you can spend $20 or $16 on a cello pack and pull a Mac Jones that's worth $200. Cool. 16 and 200. Cool. But that's one flipping card. It's one shot, right? And then you go all the way down to, I don't know, Jalen Waddle is like the bottom end of kind of the top 7 to 8 good players that are worth pulling. And you go, a Jalen Waddle silver is worth $80, right? And so you've kind of got an 80 to 200 range, and then a bunch of stuff you don't care about. I mean, you could pull a red, white, blue of those same guys. I don't know. Anyway. But the point is, hey, enjoy, Chad. Later, brother. Appreciate you coming out. The point, I guess, that I'm making is that in a cello pack of Mosaic, not only am I getting... what were the variations of the Mosaic cellos? I know I got some here somewhere. Mosaic cellos. Oh, yeah, these were the pink camos, which I like the pink camos better personally, just my humble opinion. I like the pink camos better. But in those, I can still pull case hits. I can still pull Mosaic silvers, true silvers, Mosaic silver, true silver, all the case hits, right? Plus the Genesis, right? And so I go, even if we have the same, like, let's say 7 to 8 best rookies, right? Micah Parsons in there. Even call it 10. Bump it up to 15 and say we also like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, right? Josh Allen. So call it 15 cards. But I can pull those 15 cards. Mosaic silvers, perfect. Silvers, perfect. So there's 30. Genesis, perfect. I'll take a Genesis, right? So now we're up to 45 good cards. Honeycombs, we're up to 60 good cards, right? Again, just saying only 15 are the ones we want, right? Again, could be slightly higher, but let's just use an example. Pink camo, right? Now we're up to 75, okay? I can't remember how many busteds there are, but let's say there's 15 just as a number, right? So now we're up to 6 stacks of 15. So we're up to 90 cards. Then we've got what's the Storm ones? Anyway, the Storm ones. So let's say there's 15 of those. I think there's more, but let's just say. And then you've got the stained glass. What am I missing? I'm missing something. But we're already up to, what, 9 stacks? 9 stacks of 15. And then we've got, the Masquerade Ballers. Technically, yes, so let's just put that in there. And then the autos. So I think we're very close to 10 stacks. And then on top of all of that, you also got the fluorescence, the blue fluorescence, right? And so you've got like around 11 stacks. Thank you, Frankie. Yeah, Masquerade Ballers. So you got around 11 stacks, which is like 165 cards, right? Now, mine, we all know some are case hits, some are rare. Good call-outs, Teapot. Appreciate you. So you got around 165 hits, right? So let's pretend it's the same 15 in Prism. You go, okay, Prism Silvers, dope, right? There's 15. And then in this one here, right, you can get the greens, right? So that now you're up to 30. And you can hit the red, white, and blue. So you have 45 cards you're happy to hit. Because there's 3 stacks. And I just look at people and I go, how do you think Prism's worth more than Mosaic? I can't hit anything in Prism. Now, mine, we all like Prism. We're all going to go in Prism breaks. We want to collect our guys in Prism. I'm on board with that. Nobody's arguing it, right? I'm going to collect Prism. You guys are going to collect Prism. I assume most people are going to collect at least some, right? And if you walk through the line at Walmart and there's a pack of this for $16, just grab it. It's $16. Like, why wouldn't you, right? If you collect cards, you're going to grab it. You're going to rip it. It's going to be fun. right? But my biggest point is this, is that I just think that if somebody is said, hey, look, I'm reselling this. You could have this for 25, or you could have a Mosaic for 25. I'm buying the Mosaic. It's just a better value, a better opportunity. And the rough part, and I'm going to end the discussion on this. I love you guys. Maybe we should do this every Friday morning. This might be fun. Just have our Friday morning discussion. I'll think about it. That might be a good idea. You guys let me know what you think. Friday mornings, like just little BS session along with maybe some sort of a giveaway every Friday. It might be fun. You guys think about it. You guys let me know what you think. Put it in the comments as well. But again, make sure you comment on the YouTube video if you want in for this. I'm going to get it out to somebody. Appreciate you guys always being around, having fun with us. It's supposed to be fun. We're collecting cards. It's supposed to be a good time. But at the end of the day, right, I just think Mosaic has more upside in retail. And even in hobby, I kind of think it has more upside in hobby because I can get a hobby box for like $800 versus, it's at $1,500 now for PRIZM. And PRIZM's only going up. So, again, just my personal opinion, I think Mosaic may be a slightly better value. Now, mind, PRIZM, the ceiling is stupid big, especially when it comes to hobby. The ceiling is so big, and I think we all know, if you have a Mac Jones base PRIZM versus a Mac Jones base Mosaic, the PRIZM's worth almost double, right? So PRIZM is more valuable. Nobody's arguing that. I just think that in retail, again, my opinion, I think PRIZM retail has a lower ceiling than Mosaic retail. And I'll be honest, I hope they do a great job with Optic retail, because Optic should be our next product to drop, and it's going to be fire. I love Optic. Optic is just Donruss chromed for me, right? I love Donruss, and dude, Optic, yes sir. Give me some Optic. So appreciate you guys very much. I'm going to jump off. I hope everybody has a great Friday. We do have breaks on Saturday and Sunday, so if you guys are looking to jump into a break, and then as previously stated, I am sending some cards in at the $50 level. We've got a stack here. If you guys have been waiting, that is going to go out here very shortly. I'm hoping like Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, I have somebody sending in a bunch. And then we are putting together some $30 stacks to send in. So if you got any cards under $500, you want to send in for $30, you are looking at a 4-month wait time. So just keep that in mind if you decide to do it. But yeah, so Optic is not canceled. You can go to Panini's website right now, and you can see Optic is not canceled. So for everyone that's concerned, it's up on Panini's website right now. Dennis, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Have a great day, brother. Yeah. Great chat for sure, dude. For sure. But yeah, Optic is going in. Select retail. I've heard rumors. We have nothing to confirm at this point. So they're not even releasing Select at this point. I don't think we're going to see Select for probably another month or two. But Optic is up on Panini's website. You can check it out. They don't have pricing, but they do have it, and it does say that it will have downtown, so it looks like it's going to be very similar to last year. So appreciate you guys as always. You guys are the best. I am out. Later, guys.